So here's an example of what MRAs mean when we say a society has a blind spot towards men and boys. I decided to Google most gender-equal universities to see what came up. And this was the top result from timeshighereducation.com, top universities for tackling gender equality. I also Googled top universities gender equality to see what came up with that. And it was the same top result from timeshighereducation.com. So that is what I decided to use. Now, the number one ranked university for gender equality in the world was Latrobe University in Australia. So I decided to look up what the gender ratio was at Latrobe University. Because remember, this is the number one ranked university for gender equality in the world. So I find the ratio of male to female students to be an interesting point to look at. I found this chart showing the ratios of male to female students at Australian universities. And you can see from the title, the percentages are showing the percentages of female students. So if you look at the three charts, UG, PG, and total, UG is undergrad, PG is postgrad, and then the total is obviously the total. Towards the bottom third of the page, I've highlighted Latrobe University and the percentage of female students. The undergrad percentage for female students is 62.4%. So 62.4% of undergrad students at Latrobe are female. For postgrad, it's 57.2% of students are female. And the total percentage of female students is 61.2% female. So that means that the total percentage of male students is only 38.8%. Now, that's not quite a 2-to-1 ratio, but that's close to a 2-to-1 ratio. It's closer than a 2-to-1 ratio than a 50-50 ratio. So female students almost double the number of male students. Now, how can the most gender equal university in the world have such a large imbalance in the gender ratio? Because the question I have is, if it was reversed, if you had a university where 61.2% of students overall were male, is there any chance that it would be considered the number one gender equal university in the world? I say absolutely no way. And take a look at this quote from the Vice Chancellor. Latrobe Vice Chancellor John Dewar has stated that he is deeply committed to achieving gender equality in all areas of university life, including equal representation of women in senior leadership roles and across all schools and departments. But not for students, like not among the actual student body, which is kind of the most important part of a university, are the students. But they completely ignore that part. That makes absolutely no sense.